first guest has been recording songs for 2 decades. She was part of the Fifth Dimension with such hits as Up, Up, and Away, One Less Bell to Answer, and Wedding Bell Blues. Now she's a successful solo act. Please welcome a friend of mine, Marilyn McCoo.
Bunch. They're great.
This is a rowdy. They're always rowdy
that's
here.
Nice. Yeah. I like that kind of enthusiasm. That feels good.
So nice.
Thank you. How are you doing, Chuck? You're a busy man.
Well, I'm not as busy as you are, but I'm busy. I guess busy enough.
About that. I see you a lot on TV. That's great. You're doing a beautiful job.
How's Billy doing, by the way? Her husband, I love Billy. I
do?
Well, I think the world loves him. He's one of those guys that has a smile that's just so engaging. He is the most engaging human being I think I ever met.
He's a good man, yeah.
Is he off? He's not around here, I know, today.
Not today. He's out of town right now, but Billy is doing fine. We just returned from a tour of the original Fifth Dimension. We were out this past summer in October for 5 weeks.
How was that?
It was great.
Was it fun?
It was great. I mean, performing with Ronald and Florence and Lamont again was a lot of fun.
So you had the whole original group back?
The whole 5 originals.
Now, what was it like performing with them? Not this time, but being a part of the Fifth Dimension in the original...
Oh, Chuck, you want me to go back? You want to test my memory, don't you?
Well, no, I can remember. When you did it. So
it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's our first experience of success. Your first hit record, your first tour, and having people recognize you on the street and scream and ask for your autograph. It was incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
It was great.
Yeah. I can remember the first time I had a semi-hit record. It wasn't a very big hit, but it was a hit enough to be played around the country. And I flew into Dallas. And I was in a limo going to a radio station, and the rock station was on. Mm-hmm. And on came my song. And it was like I should have been at home in my living room. What's it doing in this car?
It's the best feeling in the world,
isn't it?
Isn't it?
Feeling? Yeah.
Incidentally, your song sounded great.
Oh, thank you.
You got to sing some more. Yeah.
First time in 10 years I've even sung to myself. I think Leon Redbone's career is in good shape, though, but thank you. Now, when did the Fifth Dimension get started?
Oh, you don't want years, do you?
Yeah, tell me everything.
Chuck.
Oh, tell me.
Well, our first big hit was in 1967. 1967.
Was it 67?
That's right. That's when Up, Up, and Away came out.
Do you remember the first time you heard Up, Up, and Away?
I sure do. The first time the group heard Up, Up, and Away, we were at a rehearsal with Jimmy Webb. I understand he was just on.
Jimmy was just on.
Right.
Yeah.
And he played the song for us, and we were talking about songs we were going to record, and he played Up, Up, and Away. He said, I'm writing this for a Broadway show. And so it made us feel so good. We said, Jimmy, we would love to record that song. We know it'll never be a hit because it's too pretty, for the music that's out there now, but we sure would love to record it. Well, we recorded it, and everybody else felt the same way about it. It made them feel so good.
So you're in the group, and you and Billy are there, and how long did it take for the romance to start between you two?
That's interesting, because Billy and I met about a month before the group started. And I liked him, but he really wasn't my type, and I wasn't his. And then the group started...
What type were you looking for? What do you mean you weren't his type?
Well, he wasn't as tall as the guys I usually like. Billy is like about 5'9".
And how about you? Why weren't you his type? What type did he like?
Well, he liked them short and hot. And I was tall and willowy,
I always knew that about Billy. I don't know why. Yeah.
And so we worked together for a couple of years, and this relationship, this friendship developed. Mm-hmm. And I discovered that I really liked his commitment to his music, to his craft, and he was a nice guy.
He's such a good guy.
Yes, he is.
He really is.
And one day I said, forget the friendship.
Really? And he was ready for that.
Well, yeah, I kind of sat a little closer to him in the limousines,
I see.
And he started getting the message.
Well, now your professional relationship with Billy has kind of changed over the years, hasn't it?
That's right. Way? Well, of course, we started with the group, and then Billy and I left the group in '75, and we recorded our own hits. You Don't Have to Be a Star, and we had our TV show. Thank you. And then around in 1980, we decided that it was time for us to start doing our own individual thing, because we started realizing that people know you one way and that's the way they expect to see you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to do something by yourself, you actually have to make the move, and then the people will sort of follow along with you.
Mm-hmm. You've never had children. You and Billy have never had children. Is there a reason for that other than so you couldn't have them, or have you tried to have them, or what?
Well, we did. We did try. Billy has a son from his first
I know
marriage.
that. I've met him.
And I have been involved in the mother category. I was involved with raising Stephen for 6 years. And during that period that Stephen was with us, and Billy and I were trying to have kids at the time, I began to realize that this was really hard, leaving Stephen at home, leaving him with housekeepers and things like that. And I just said, this isn't right. And if I have any children of my own, I will have to stop my career because I cannot leave my child at home while I'm out on the road.
So I
made a choice.
You had to choose one or the other.
I made a choice. You know, people have accused me of not loving children, of not liking children, and I said, are you kidding? People have said, you don't have any kids. What's the matter with you? Don't you like kids?
Well, not everybody has children. I mean, there are people who don't have them.
Yeah. And I told them, I said, you know, I love children, and that's why I decided not to have any, because I've been wanting to sing ever since I was like 7, 8 years of age.
Now, you have a new album out, and it's called The Me Nobody Knows.
Right.
And this is all gospel. And I must, well, I was surprised a little bit. I wasn't real surprised, but I was kind of surprised. Is that a big change for you? Is it a change? Let me put it this way. Is it not only a change for you professionally and musically, but is there a change for you somewhere spiritually in your life or your lifestyle? Is that changed, and is that what caused the
project?
album? Yeah.
Well, first of all, no, this is not a musical direction change. This is just kind of like an opportunity for me to share with my audience who I am, what I'm about.
Right.
Warner Alliance created the opportunity, along with Chris Christian, for me to record this album, and I felt like, you know, a lot of people have been talking about how negative so much contemporary music is out there now, and I felt like, well, you know, this is an opportunity for me to say something positive to the record-buying public and share with them something a little bit more about myself.
I must say that I don't think of anything, I've always said this, that no matter what kind of music it is, no music really cuts through television as good as gospel music does. I mean, when you have that big chorus going and everything's pumping, there's nothing that's quite as gripping and moving as gospel music is. Yeah.
And I just think that it's a good opportunity to kind of just share with people, say, hey, you know what, there is hope.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people out there are afraid that there is no hope.
Sure,
and I feel like they need to be encouraged constantly.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good to take a break. It's nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
When we return, Tamayo Atsuki is going to tell us why she likes wimpy men. I have no idea why. You'll just have to wait.
Very well.
Tamayo Atsuki.
And coming up, television's newest Tarzan, plus cowboy poet Baxter Black.